All right, let's get started, huh? Be chilling today, I think. Wanted to paint some miniatures this afternoon because you know, last week that we put on some things. Our priming, trying out a new primer. So let's go to the painting camera here. So we primed these guys with a white primer last stream. A very thin coat of white primer on here. In my opinion, you don't need much primer because it just gives something other than smooth plastic that the paint has to stick to, and really just a thin coat is probably sufficient in these regards. If I was painting on like a canvas or something, right? Canvas, the reason that you prime it is because canvas absorbs paint a lot more. So priming it not only gives you that surface to draw on, but also prevents the paint from just literally getting sucked into the fabric. Last time we streamed, we did some basing. So this is the result of some of them. I think it turned out pretty good, for sure. Now there's still, you know, there's some spots where some of the base material has fallen off a little bit, and I think that has to do with the fact that I don't have a water drop kind of method to put thin paint or thin glue down. So, you know, I had to be careful with these bases right now, but that might change a little bit as we move forward. When we paint these, but you know, this is kind of our first little fully based set of models. When, you know, they turned out pretty good, I have to say. For someone who's never painted miniatures before, I'm pretty happy with the way these guys have turned out. They're pretty basic, you know, just a simple base coat, base colors. And then the shading and everything is pretty much all from a single wash. So while it's not like the most detailed and highlighted models out there that I've ever seen in the world, they still, I think, look pretty good. You know, in the light and stuff. So. Now these ones were actually primed in this color, so you can see this Piat, or is it a Piat? I think this might be a small mortar on his back here, and this is actually still the primer color that these models were originally primed in. I'm gonna be interested to see how the white primer might change the outcome a little bit. So that's why we're kind of doing this test with these white ones. Now obviously the camera's going to get, you know, all the details are going to get blown out, right? Because it's white, so it's going to be highly reflective for the camera. So until we get, you know, some base coats on here, you guys might not be able to see it as well as you know, one might want. So I have a little bit of acrylic thinner here. That's what we're going to be using. And I'm also trying a different method, right, where these guys don't have their arms on. So I want to paint them without that there, so that there's nothing in the way, so that I can hopefully paint the model itself pretty well. And then I'm gonna try and put on the arms after the fact. Now that's gonna be interesting because there's some wiggle room when you're kind of putting arms and stuff on models, right? You don't really quite know how everything's going to turn out in the assembly process. So let's get some good old flat earth. Kind of what I'm using for the uniform colors on these guys. And we'll kind of just get started now. British uniforms, pretty brown, you know, canvassy. So I want to get some paint on here, and we'll see how it goes. Now I have a feeling the lighter prime is going to show brushstrokes a lot more than the darker primer did. Because the darker primer probably did a lot more work at hiding some of that. Now, of course, I can go in here probably be pretty general with the base coat of the uniform, right? Because I can technically put the other colors on top of it, but you know, I try to not cover up areas I don't need to. Alright, but hey, you know, we're chilling. Paint for a little bit. Hope you guys are having an okay weekend. It's been a while since I've streamed. Honestly, just kind of haven't felt like being super entertaining here recently, so just been kind of chilling after work on my own. Listening to some books on tape. After the work day. Yeah, this white primer is definitely making it a little lighter looking. Not by a whole lot, it's more like almost like a tone. Or about a shade, half shade lighter. Maybe more. More pigment. The good old cheapo method here I use for my wet palette, which is just paper towel. Hey Apex, how's it going, man? Good to see you. And you can see once the color is kind of on there, you guys can actually start seeing some of the details over the white primer for sure, because it just reflects all that light I'm using back at the camera. Also later tonight, I'm going to be playing Counter-Strike 2 with Lumberjack Samurai. I'm sure Dirty will be there or something as well. I'm gonna see how much I can bring back. Gene Slicer, dude, thanks for the 5-person raid. Appreciate it. Over on Kick. Hope you guys are having a good time. We're just chilling. Hello, hello. What were you streaming over there, Gene? With your community? Heading up your daughter's Fallout models? Nice. Like some cool power armor, or? I'm new to this whole painting miniatures thing. Call for food. There you go. Super Mutant? Nice. I didn't know Fallout had a tabletop game, but that's pretty cool. Really nice. It's called Fallout Wasteland Warfare. Cool. I might have to check that out. See if I can scrounge up a rulebook just to kind of take a look at it. I'm not like a massive Fallout fan. I definitely prefer like the Elder Scrolls series, but my brother's a big Fallout fan. Honestly, I think it's just the radio stations, you know. Some of the best things about it. Combining it with the RPG game, nice. So you could almost have like a D&D hero adventure, and if you need like army roles, you could pull out maybe Fallout Army Guide. Mix match. And it definitely makes sense too, like, you know, you can do if like your story calls for you to make your own settlement, almost like in the video game, you know? You can have settlement versus settlement warfare. Tom, dude, thanks for the sub over on YouTube. Appreciate it. And Chucky, thanks for the sub, dude. Necromunda meets Infinity meets Mordheim. Nice. Alright, so I'm gonna get, when it comes to the chest stuff of these models, I'm gonna kind of cover up the straps and things with this base coat of uniform. It's just gonna be easier than trying to be too accurate with the paint. And then I'll just come back in when I do the green canvas. I'll just highlight some of the spots that should be green instead. Tell you what, my least favorite thing about the white primer is just you guys can't see the model as well until I have a little bit of color on here. Rock on. I like seeing pics and stuff. Always cool to see what the community's up to. Alright, and we're going to be sticking with uniform for a little bit. That's a decent cover of the brown section on that guy. I'm just gonna keep assembly lining this whole thing through. You know, we have 10 models I want to try and get the base coat on today, so we just assembly line it, get through these guys. That'll be good. Tell you what, one of the best things I've bought for model painting is this little clip that holds this model. Like, I see some people use almost like sticks with maybe a bit of clay. Probably because you can almost have like a smaller thing to hold on to that doesn't have like these wings to kind of like paint around. So far, I've been enjoying this thing. I like, you know, there's just different ways to hold it, just to get into areas. So I'm pretty happy with it. Also, the music's too loud. Let me know. I'm just jamming. Who doesn't like some good old copyright-free music, you know? Looking to see how this first coat's kind of drying. Kind of see there's some thin areas a little bit, but I might leave it, to be honest. The wash will kind of, since I use such a dark wash, the wash will kind of uniform some of that anyways, so I'm not too worried about it. Plus, I just have so many of these to get through that I'm not gonna fret about making them perfect. Let me see, okay, cool. Gotta love my YouTube notifications taking 30 minutes to get emailed out. Gotta love those YouTube notifications never going out to anyone anymore. Not nowadays. I think it'll be a good idea for me to kind of mix up the boot color on some of these. Some of them I might make black or gray boots, even though they appear to have been brown leather. I just think it'll look more interesting in a squad if some of them have maybe slightly different colored boots on there. Because the nice thing is, when you're not going for full historical accuracy, you're just kind of going for, you know, something that makes sense. Gives you some leeway. And that's why I'm not using the... I think there's actually a British uniform brown that I could have bought and used for this, but I'm not. Paint. I have to say, without the arms, it's pretty nice for this chest area to get into. I think that's important with this white primer over that really dark green primer that I used in my first set. Because one nice thing about using dark primer is some of these areas kind of fade into the background with that dark primer, and I might not have to worry about covering it up like I do with this white primer, because obviously the dark kind of just doesn't stand out as much. Okay, that looks alright. Let me just go back to my first one here. What channel to post in? Just screenshots channel. It's fine. And that just dried a little bit. Just seeing if there's any nooks and crannies on this one that I kind of missed. Okay, let's set these ones over here that I've gotten like their second look. And I'll just kind of rotate through. This guy doesn't have many attachments on the front, so I can kind of be a little quicker with him. Picks uploaded? Sweet. Take a look in just a second. Let me take a look at that for a moment. Bloop. Oh, cool dog. Little retriever. Little worried that it's about to step on that mine, but that's okay. Nice. I really like the bomb and sludge environment there. That's cool. Old fighter. Some of the super mutants, yeah. Dang, that's a lot of screenshots. Alien with ray gun. Nice. Some power armor, yep. Hey, Foreign, how's it going, dude? F-86A. Okay. Assuming it's just one of our early, either tail end of World War II or just after World War II kind of fighter, right? Because jets were just coming out then, right? Scenery parts you designed and printed yourself. Awesome. I eventually want to get a 3D printer. But I think I'll have to hold off on that until I maybe start working on my model railroad kind of idea. Because I feel like it'll come more in handy for that than anything. Especially for my narrow gauge stuff. I have a feeling that I might have to do like custom modeling for my narrow gauge stuff. Especially at N scale. There's not much NN3 stuff out there in terms of locomotives. Like I don't even think there's a 10-wheeler, which is the main one that I need for my narrow gauge rail line. Service 1949, phase out 1980. How's your Avorion going, Foreign? I haven't been on in a little while. I'm still working on my frigate. Like, Jesus Christ. I burned myself out on that ship so hard. Like a complete fool. But have you expanded to any more space stations or anything like that? I'm excited for the Railroads Online update. Will be interesting to see what that's like. Since we're finally getting some passenger wagons. Long overdue. Hopefully you have to take workers to every single job site too for them to produce things. That would be cool. You know, take workers from the depot to the lumber camp, right? So that it can actually start producing. That's really like your first industry almost. I'm out of frame. Probably gonna be Railroad Online all day tomorrow. Yeah, I have Baldur's Gate though. Been busy with work. That didn't stop you from grinding Avorion really hard. Past couple weeks. Let's see. in there. This one I'm gonna give him leather. I have a leather color. I just didn't bring it over here, I don't think. I'm gonna give him the proper leather boots, just so it's different. So let's revisit this guy now that he's dry. See if there's any touch-ups that I want to do. Just gonna smooth out some of the color a little bit. I'm noticing these dots just weren't noticeable at all when I had the darker primer, you know? Alright. This guy's brown's done. The other guy's drying next. But work was rough this week, so just relax. There you go. That's good though. Dang, 16-hour shifts. I mean, hopefully you're what? Working 3 days or something like that, right? You're not, like, how many days do you do 16-hour shifts? Or are you just on call for 16 hours and not really working the whole time? Because, like, technically, I'm on call 24 hours, essentially. But, you know, very rarely does something come up for me. But, yeah. Sometimes, you know, 8 p.m. It's like, hey, by the way. So, touch thin. You can see already by model 3 or 4, we're already just kind of trying to paint a little quicker with this uniform. Kind of not like the first model, you know, we really avoided some things. Now I don't care. I'm already like, okay, let's. Slap this color on, you know? Now, obviously, when we move to, like, the colors that are on top, that's when it matters more to be careful, but... Call as well in case of emergency at the mill. I work Monday through Friday, and then you can choose to work the weekend. Jeez. Do you get paid hourly or something, or are you salaried? If you get paid hourly, then working those extra hours at least pays off. I'm salaried, man. I get nothing if I work longer or not. Not even overtime straight. At least not for a while. There's been some situations where they've agreed to pay some salary people kind of overtime straight. If there's like a big project. They're trying to really make sure to meet a deadline or something, they'll be like, okay, well, we're basically requiring people to come in to do stuff. Oh yeah, we jazzing. You guys enjoying these painting streams? I hope so. They kind of motivate me to actually continue work on this stuff. Pretty good looking uniform. Alright, this will be, after this guy's painted, that'll be half of the uniform colors on there. So we're kind of, getting through it. About 45 minutes so far for the stream. This guy's a badass. He's got a mustache on the model that you guys probably won't notice until I actually color his skin tone and then put the mustache. But it's there. Trust me. More pigment. Do 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 do. So what's most likely gonna have to happen is I'm gonna have to kind of scrape the paint off on the shoulders here when I go to attach the arms, just so it's plastic on plastic for the glue to kind of work. But I think I can do that with just a little X-Acto blade, just kind of scrape off the paint there a bit, because it doesn't have to have a lot of plastic to plastic, in my opinion, because it's like PVC glue, right? So it kind of melts the plastic together and just forms a bond by doing that, rather than solely relying on like a glue medium, in a way, like wood glue or something. Ba-ba-ba. What an ugly color. Yeah. Well, you know. Is what it is. I mean, this is what it ends up looking like. So I don't know, you start somewhere. So take it up with the British Army if you didn't like their brown uniforms, I guess. Should have made it more lighter? Nah. Cool story, bro. Learn anything about Hitler that you didn't know? Hmm? I think that one is fine. Let's review this guy a little bit. Didn't learn shit. There you go. Did I graduate from high school? No. Nope, I'm a complete abject failure in life. 100%. 10 out of 10. So I just bought a house, so I guess that's okay. Guess I'm doing alright. Ba, 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 ba. Next guy. I actually did almost fail high school. Smell bad? Sweet. I didn't know you were in the room, but welcome to the house, I guess. Take a look around. Pull up a chair. Guy joins stream just to hurl insults. Realizes that this is the internet and I don't care about anyone's opinion on it. This is just kind of funny to me. Wow. When your self-esteem reaches 0, this is apparently what happens. Did not realize. Feels bad, man. Next generation is lost. So it's all ogre from here. It's all downhill. What a lovely thing to say. You know, I'd really like it if you followed and subscribed. Buttercup, you know, it's just... I think you're a true fan. Honestly. Let's go ahead and hit that follow button. Become a member today. First shower, then follow. What, shower stream? I mean, I'm not Amaranth, bro. You know, I don't need to sit in a hot tub. Oh, hell yeah, Buttercup level. You know what, Buttercup? I want you to get to level 100. Just keep chatting, bro. I don't know. Give a shit. Alright, cool. I showered. Now you got a sub. Good luck. Very quick at it. Wong. 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 It's a no deal. I'm not making any deal. This ain't a game show. This isn't deal or no deal. This is my stream or you leave. You know. The classic, you're smelly insult. I feel like I'm talking to like an 8-year-old. Maybe a 6-year-old. Maybe, if I'm lucky. I think you need to go, you know, ask your mom if it's okay for you to be on the computer so late. Or I can just go ask her for you. You know, we hang out all the time. She's really nice. Hey, Woo, how's it going, Lewis? Here we go. We'll just, Here we got, Boom! Banning people is fun. I like banning people. Here, I'll even play you some sad song for you. There you go, kiddo. Just for your own good, you can go to bed now. Cool. Next. Do. Don't you love the chatters that like immediately show up, throw an insult that's not even like really good, and then they get banned? Shows how much power they have, you know, which is basically zero. Alright, that guy's looking good. Looking good. Next. Up. Yeah, I'm hoping these 10 turn out as good as the previous group. I am interested to see the long-term effects of using this ladder primer. Gonna be pretty interesting. How does this look like without the super bright light? Because I need that to be able to see these, but... No, see, that doesn't help you guys much at all right now. I don't have, One second, let me turn on some lights in the room. That way this isn't just a pin light. Here. 1 second. There we go. Whoa. Alright. Thing. Okay, looks good. Alright, let's review this guy. If there's any dramatic places here that need a little bit of a touch. Yeah, I'm pretty happy. It's covering pretty well, even with this light coat of primer. Isn't that really any crazy issues with it, from what I can see. So at the moment, the white primer's alright. I still think I like the darker one more, because I feel like it was easier to use out of the bottle. For some reason, the AK acrylic white primer for me is a little... It's not like mixed very well compared to the other thing I bought. Let me clean up my brush just a touch here. There we go. Do. Can't believe I'm gonna be playing a first-person shooter today. It's gonna be so rough. I'm not gonna be amazing at it at all. Especially Counter-Strike, like, man. That ability to kind of like quickly aim at a spot and not overshoot or undershoot. Like so out of practice when it comes to that like quick twitch movement and tracking of a target, you know? That looks pretty good. Alright, he's got some pants. Let's get some more pigment here. That should be the last bit of pigment I need for the brown, hopefully. At this phase. You know, you hope so, never know. Ba-da-ba-da-ba. So what, we're 24, 25 days away from the next City Skylines. I'm gonna have to play that for sure on stream. I wish there was a release date for the next Vintage Story update. And a summary of what might actually be in it, because right now it's still kind of up in the air. I know some things that are in it, but not everything. So I hope it's a good one. That's the hope. And then of course the next Valheim update's going to be pretty cool, I think. And the next Project Zomboid update is going to be a good one. Big crafting overhaul. Which is kind of due for. Oh yeah, and we get NPC animals. That'll be nice for farming. Keep your animals alive through the zombie apocalypse and stuff. A lot of these games kind of, I want mods, so I have to not only wait for the update, but also the update to the mod collections for them. That guy is good to go. Review this guy a little bit. Kind of fix some of these thin spots. From all angles. Okay. Ah, yes, the LMG guy of the squad. This guy always makes sense. His foot placement to be an LMG, though. This guy, his pose can kind of be pretty good for a grenade throw on just like a normal rifleman too. So I think I have one guy like that. So one of these guys will either be throwing a grenade or be the LMG guy. I think there's only like 3 or 4 leg variations that we have with the kit, so. Actually, where's the, Okay, there he is. I was missing one. Threw me through a loop there for a second. Hey Matthew, how's it going, dude? Haven't seen you in a little while. Hope you're well. But then again, I haven't been streaming in a little while, so. If we're doing well, Saturday chores and idle Vorion for you. There you go. Do you have like a space station or something that's just kind of making you some money passively while you're just sitting on the server kind of deal? Or sending people on missions or something? Good old mining missions. Gotta mine that 23 million to build a shipyard. Oh. Are you building a shipyard first? Not another type of station, or do you already have some other stations? Because I would suggest making more stations for money first over the shipyard. Because the shipyard doesn't produce anything. It doesn't make you any money, as far as I'm aware. I mean, it might consume some things, so like it could make it might break even by itself, but I'd highly suggest building some like gas, like a gas station, a gas collector kind of station, and a solar collector. Those tend to do pretty good for money, and they're kind of the start of the industrial chain in a big way. All right, go back to this guy. Look at that. Good coverage on this one. Little light in areas, but I just feel like the wash is gonna really even out some of this, especially some of the brushstroke stuff. And it's very, very minor. It's a little too light back here on his color, so we'll just add a little bit more paint there, and he is looking pretty good, pretty good. All right, last guy with just primer on him. And this open pose makes him very quick. Get this base coat on, which is really nice. If you're doing what I'm doing, which is, you know, I use very little thinner, but because of that, you know, you have to kind of really spread the paint out to thin it by essentially coverage area. Because otherwise, you don't want it to pool up in all these little crevices and stuff, right? You don't want to lose all those folds and things. Want to take over a sector and get defense and ships there easily? Okay. Like, are you gonna take over like an NPC, like you're gonna go to war with like a whole NPC faction? So that's risky. Even like the starter NPC factions have decently powerful ships guarding their sectors. So you're gonna need, you know, a little bit of a fleet for sure. I think every ship that you should probably have at least 1k Omicron in terms of firepower. And then shields and HP, I have no idea there. That's gonna have to depend. Claim. I did claim an asteroid there already. Okay, yeah. When you claim an like, it's not going to immediately put you to war with any faction just by building a base. At least it shouldn't, unless the faction nearby already hates you, but everywhere that I've seen you be is kind of like near the starter area, and those factions generally start out with a better relationship value. So just building a space station isn't going to hurt anything. Like, you know, I have what, those couple space stations and factories in that one sector, and you know, my NPCs don't really hate me for it and stuff. Yeah, it's an empty sector. Yeah, mine was too. I would really suggest build like a solar collector or gas collector first, just so you have income. But if you want to go with the shipyard, go for it. I mean, I made the habitat first, and that was okay. It essentially pays for itself almost at this point. Kind of breaks even. And I am shipping water to it now, so that my water collector essentially feeds into the habitat module, so that I'm not paying for water, and I'm just almost selling water to myself for a profit a little bit, which is good. But if I had to do it again, I would say, yeah, I'd start out with like just a raw. Well, you have the asteroid one. I guess if you make the claimed asteroid into a mine, that'll be your production section. But you should start with that probably, so that you can start selling to the NPCs the ore that you mine up there. By the way, NPCs will travel to an empty sector to trade with your ship, your stations. If you mark your production thing open to sell resources, essentially, NPC ships will show up. Because I inadvertently got halfway there already. I've just been running around doing missions reputation with auto miners and traders all over. All right, rock on. I mean, the one nice thing about that is you can build in your sector, like other ships and stuff. So, like, I have to leave my sector to kind of work on my ships and things. I have to go to like a NPC area to do that. So, you know, there's a bonus. Making a mess. All right, that guy is base coded, I think. All right, let's do our sweep here of this guy now that he's kind of dried. Take a look at him. Looking okay. No glaring missed spots. There's obviously some white here, but those aren't going to be the uniform colors anyway, so I can leave those. That looks good. That looks good. So you can see here, you know, just how quickly you can get through just the uniform. Now, obviously, these guys aren't in camo uniform or anything like that. They're not like special forces or anything like that. Let me turn off that so we don't get as much glare. And holy cow, you guys can't see any of them. But, looks decent. Man, I have a crappy camera, don't I? They look decent. So we'll move all those back over here in queue. Get our light back on. And again, for those who haven't seen what these kind of look like when they're finished, so this is a finished one that we based last stream. So they can look pretty good, especially for the size. You know, really like the Tommy gun. Well, it's not a Tommy gun. Is it a Thompson SMG? This is an American SMG. I do have a couple grease guns, I think, that I can put on there for them as SMGs. But the Allies shared some equipment, at least, between them, you know. So. All right. I think we're going to start with... Let's get the skin tones on. I think that'll be a quick once through, because obviously it's just their head that I have to do for skin tones. At the moment, I'll just get through those real quick. Let me clean my brush. And this thinner and just really kind of wipe it off. Okay. Good old basic skin tone. Can't go wrong with some basic skin tone. Now this is the one that I worry about covering the most, because it's kind of a light paint going over light primer. If I push this around too much, you know, all those little brush strokes are going to show up. On the face, which can be a little distracting. But there's a lot of little face creases and details, so I can't paint too thickly either. To kind of try and find a balance. Now, I don't have many skin tone paints, so I can't, like, you know, redden up the cheeks, really, or the nose. I can't really make the forehead more yellow, thinner, kind of looking. Which is a thing, right? Like, if you look at really good portrait art, you know, basically your nose and cheeks have a lot more kind of reddish pinks in there, and then your as you get up the face, they turn more yellows, and then as you go down the face, they actually turn more blue and even some greens for skin tones. And that's just a general guide, obviously. It's not like that for everyone and everyone's face. But also not everyone is basic skin tone. you know. I'm just trying to get really a smooth covering here. Especially the back of the neck. It's going to be a hard spot with this backpack back here, but I can do it. It's another reason I don't have their helmets on right now. Because I do kind of want to paint their hair on some of these. So I got a little messy on the color on this one. And again, you guys can't. It's just so freaking washed out. It's really hard to see the skin tone. For you guys. I feel like once they have their hair painted, the face will kind of emerge almost. And then, of course, when they get a wash over them, it'll kind of settle in some of the cheeks, the mouth, the nose, the eye sockets. And I do want to paint... Oh man, I'm getting stuff on the uniform. But again, going back and doing like a final touch-up on the uniform is totally doable. It's not hard to do. So even if I do get some stuff wrong, the biggest thing is just simply patience. Also, the music stopped. I need music again. Colorblind. I hear a lot of people are colorblind and they just simply don't know it. Back of this guy's ear. This guy's ears stick out, man. Let's see here. Can I get... thin bead, back of the neck. Looks like it. And again, it's just, the reflection is just so bright. So like, with the camera. You can see I'm just getting a dot of paint at the tip of my brush here for these things. Not like really loading the paintbrush up in a big way. Bit of thinner, to be honest. Yeah, this light is really for me, so I can see. I'm hunching over. Come on. Gonna check out the Railroad Online update, or do you have other plans for a stream? It's tough to say. I haven't been streaming on Sunday because I've been playing Baldur's Gate with my brother and some friends from high school on Sundays, because my brother has a kid, so he doesn't really have time to play games much anymore, and so we've kind of gotten together these past few Sundays to play Baldur's Gate. But I might be able to do an evening stream. I don't know. It kind of depends. I wonder if they wanna what they're doing. So up to 50%. What? Males are degree red or green color deficient, but always. All of them will never know, only seeing a dulling in the vibrancy. Okay. Yeah. Especially since, I don't live near my brother anymore. I mean, we work at the same company, which is kind of nice, right? So like we can talk a little bit during work and things. But I do want to check out the update, at least. Question is, will Silent's custom map still work on it? I would think so. But I don't know if there's like a new industry being added. And where that industry might pop up for passengers. Or how they're going to handle passengers. Or anything like that. Or maybe they're just decorative cars for now, and there's really no place to bring the passenger. It's really tough to say with Railroads Online, because like there's a decent amount of stuff there, but also at the same time it's kind of still very bare bones. Super important to get the backside of the ears, I feel, with this skin tone. So that when you get a wash in here, it has somewhere. Kind of go. No jobs for passengers yet? Pretty much just another rolling stock to ride for aesthetics? Then I am disappointed to hear that. Like, is it that hard for them to add a new cargo type? Like, you think they just have a classification for every, or an object for every cargo type, and they just share, you know, the base, the base code, right? And you just change the image and name depending on what it is, and then the weight and what wagon is it for, you know? Now they might not have art for the passengers. But honestly, they could have just had like a number value placeholder initially. That's sad. Because I feel like passengers would be such a good resource to bring to like the lumber camp, so the lumber camp can produce logs. Or if you had to bring passengers to any of the factories in addition to the raw resources. For labor. Interpol wagons for passenger cars. Would you guys want them now or wait until the jobs to use them? A lot of the following said yes, ending them with no jobs. I don't know. I think they could have just simply have done a basic job thing. I honestly don't think that would have been a heavy lift for them to do. I mean, it's cool to get passenger wagons, you know, in there. But I just don't see why I would drive a train around with it. Outside of just the RP aspect of it. I think the skin tone's going on a lot better on this white primer. Because that darker primer really showed through on the skin, I feel. I don't know. I still really like Railroads Online, obviously, but I feel like with Century of Steam, we just have to kind of see which game ends up with the market share, almost, you know? Which game can come out with more feature complete stuff quicker. Now, obviously, if Century of Steam comes out and it has less stuff than Railroads Online, but better track building, I don't know if that'll be more successful or not. But it looks like right now, they have at least, from like a wagon and cargo perspective, at least as much as Railroads Online. If not more. I don't know if they have passengers fully there yet, or if that was just, you know, on the train just to show off the wagon. Also, Century of Steam's going to take a while to get out. It hasn't shown much of gameplay and how some of that works out, so for me that game is up in the air. Yeah. But they also said that they're going to be a little while until they even come out in early access, right? So at least they're aware. And they know that if they don't come out with something that is truly ready for the market, they're not going to come out, you know? Hopefully. I mean, it's still going to be probably an early access game, which makes sense to do. Look, the one thing that I'm just most excited about for Century of Steam is I can look out the front of the locomotive without my character being too tall. I don't know how they have not fixed that yet in Railroads Online, but the fact that they just haven't scaled the person down by about half a foot is just mind-blowing to me. The fact that you can't look out the front of the engine because your character's too tall. You can't like crouch. Or sit down in any of the seats. Like, to me, that's like a big gameplay hindrance, I feel. Because if you can't see how the train, like, out the train, you know, like, how can you expect to have a good driving experience in a game that's kind of all about driving trains? Yeah, you guys can't see it too well, but these faces are already, I think, better than the previous group of faces. But only time will tell. It's getting annoying. One thing what I like to do is make custom mods. Yeah, player. Yeah. Well, actually, I don't even care about customizable character in terms of like how they look and hair and stuff. Well, maybe hair, you know, but they could do that with the current model, right? Just be like, okay, well, we'll just change the hat asset around or the hair of like the conductor that we have. And give him maybe a little bit of a height scale, but everyone's still the same model in a way. Which will be a good initial step to have. But maybe, I don't know. They are a small team. But I feel like they're a small team on purpose almost. Due to mismanagement, right? A little bit. Whew. I don't think I've ever painted so many models at once. Before, I think we've always kind of did it in groups of 3 to 4. Doing a whole group of 10 is pretty intense. Painting session here. I mean, I'm hoping to get all the base colors on here in one sitting, but I want to see. All right, last face, and then we can do we'll do all the green next. That'll be the next big big color to do. How long have we been painting? 2 hours. Jeez. Time flies. Okay, cool. That's all the faces. I obviously used too much paint on the palette, but that's okay. Alright, let's do the greens. Holy crap, that is not mixed. That is like neon green there. I don't know. Let me just... Why is that so bright? There we go. There we go. That's way better. All right, greens. So that's all the pouches. And straps. I do have a little bit over the boots too. I feel like the green is going to be the thing mostly affected here by not having that dark prime underneath of it. The greens are going to look maybe a little yellow or a little lighter for sure. Okay. Patience. Gotta have the patience. This is what a good book on tape's for, you know? Throw on a book on tape and do this. Oh my lord, my back! Also, this music's a little loud now. There we go. Oh, man. Couldn't even hear myself think there for a second. Having raising desk or counter height? No, I don't have a standing desk or anything like that. And it's because I'm just hunching over because of, you know, this isn't like this is a computer desk. It's not a craft table, you know. I'm not really. But I also have a little bit of scoliosis, so, you know, my back generally doesn't do well on a normal day. Also, I don't know about you guys. If you guys ever paint models, do you tend to hold your breath a lot? Because I feel like I am. No. These are no, no. I just don't have the budget to buy a desk right now. I mean, this is actually a new computer desk. So like, I bought two pretty good commercial computer desks, and then I just put them together into an L shape. Because my previous computer desk was like this crappy, kind of IKEA almost quality desk. So like, my desk is actually good. It's a computer desk. It's not. And I have bad posture to begin with, and things. So like, it's a combination of multiple things. Stack those expensive college books up and work on top of them. True. Stack up all my art books. Alright, so I'm gonna make sure that has some green there. And then we're gonna try for this strap. It's almost like a pinstripe. I say almost. It is basically a pinstriping exercise of doing these straps. Creating art on top of art studies that makes meta art true. It's art squared. Okay, so there's the little back X strap there. And then I'm gonna get the strap that runs along the side there. Diagonal strap. Vertical shoulder strap. You see, once you start getting to these details, I think this is this is kind of the stage that I think the model really comes into a really good look. Because now some certain details are starting to kind of pop off. Okay. And I don't know what this is that they have over their boots, but they have some sort of strap here. It's almost like something that they put over their boots to like tuck their uniform into, maybe. Honestly, I should be probably doing the boots first before trying to come in here with this green. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do the boots first, I feel. There's just gonna be the cleanest look to it. Alright, so that guy. Here, I'll turn off this light so you can kind of see him a little bit better. And there is something nice about this step, in my opinion, with the colors and everything. It kind of makes it look cartoony, if not cel shaded almost. Because once you get to this step, you know. Give me 1 second, chat. I need to get a bit of water or something, so I'll be right back. Okay. All right. We're back. We're back. Ugh. Need to stretch my legs for a second. All right, let's go ahead and blind you guys again with the light, that unyielding. Yawning is contagious. Nah, never too early, you know. It's about time for a nap. Right. About time for a nap. That's over here so I can actually see kind of what you guys are seeing here. I'm gonna make the pistol holster here. This is a pistol holster for those of you who can tell. I'm gonna make that a leather. Part of me is trying to figure out if I want to stream Counter-Strike, and honestly, I don't think anyone wants to watch me play Counter-Strike, so I might not stream it, but I'm probably just going to be playing with Lumberjack in them. Because I'm definitely not known and subbed for my first-person shooter prowess. Prowess? Skills? Something? Plus, I'm real proud of Lumberjack and stuff. I think he's been doing pretty good content stuff. He's playing the YouTube grind pretty well. Between titles and thumbnails and stuff. Probably be listening to Raptor in terms of like what kind of works versus what doesn't work, and his quality of his streams really high, which is pretty nice. This one I forgot to do some uniform spots, which is making it a little rough. That's something I might have to come back to. Wasn't as thorough as I should have been. For this guy. Or it was just kind of hard to see. You know, what was a pouch versus uniform versus something else. Hold on 1 second. Respond to message thing real fast. Let's see here. Okay. So here's my dilemma a little bit. What do I color the grenade? Because I think I left it the prime color on my other models. So I don't really, yeah. So you see, I left it the primer color on my other models. So the fact that I don't have a dark primer on this grenade means I'll have to kind of grab that as additional step, which is fine. I'm like losing my spot here. Slowing down. I find painting miniatures kind of takes a decent amount of focus and patience and stuff, and starting to run a little low. These guys not have? Oh, they didn't have this detail in the back that some of them, well, these guys do. So interesting. Good job, me, keeping these guys varied. Equipment and stuff. Alright. For doing so many of these still take a while. Longer than I thought it would, too. Especially since, you know, we've essentially painted a fair amount of these models by now, so I kind of expected my speed to increase proportionally, but honestly, it's not. I mean, that's okay. But I really wanted to get 10 of these guys base coated today, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to. And that's okay because, you know, don't want to rush it. Don't want to rush it at all. Yeah. I think I'm about at my limit, being able to concentrate on these little guys for now. But you know, they're on their way for sure. They're on their way. Looking all right. And you can see we got quite a little group here. The base brown is on all of these guys. Which is pretty important. We have a couple backpacks painted, some green stripes, you know, the skin tones on all the face on them. Another important little detail, and of course, you know, eventually they will look like this, right? So that's the plan. We'll just keep plucking away at them until we have another full squad, fully based up, of our British Army here. And then that'll bring us up to 2.5 or 2 3/4 squads completed. So that'll be that will mean we just have another 10 to put together for the 4 fully reinforced platoon infantry parts. And then we have our Piat team that's painted, that needs based. We have our What's it called? The first lieutenant, second lieutenant, whichever that needs based. And then we can start working on maybe something completely different, which would be like the tank, the Cromwell tank that I have for these guys. And then maybe the little 3-pound artillery. We have the Bren gun, or the medium machine gun for these guys to do for Britain. But yeah, I'm probably gonna pack up, clean some things for now, and we'll be back hopefully next weekend doing some more painting on this group and working on these models for a little bit. And then of course, once we have the British Army done, we'll crack open the German Army and start working on them. And then once I have 2 armies, I can actually play a game of bolt action. So that'll be nice. I don't think I'm going to be streaming Counter-Strike later. That was the original plan for me, but I don't think that's going to happen. Cause I'll be playing it with Lumberjack and stuff, but you guys probably won't see me live this evening. Tomorrow, playing Baldur's Gate and stuff. If I do have energy, I'll try and stream some Railroads Online maybe. And then Monday, I'll try and hop back to some Avorion because we have our frigate to kind of finish. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and end this stream here today. You guys have a good rest of your weekend. And we'll talk to you all real soon. GG.